break it down. You're applying for a nursing home job. You can set IV line. You can perform ECG. Those are good skills. Trust me, those are fantastic skills. But are they needed for this job? No, they are not needed for this job. And you are not going to be picked for an interview. This is hurting you so much, and no matter how hard you try, you are not going to get any positive results until you stop doing these things. Hey guys, welcome back. So following my last video about the massive recruitment from my company, some of you sent me your CV to review. This video is not actually made to like criticize anybody, but I just want you guys to take note of these things that are causing you more harm than good. And if you have some of these things on your CV, get rid of them before you send that application. Otherwise, all your hard work is going to be for nothing. Now let's talk about the first thing. How many pages should the CV have? 2 pages. Yeah, you heard me. 2 pages. Anything that doesn't fit in 2 pages, get rid of it. Some of you sent me a CV that is like 4 pages, 5 pages long. An average employer has a very short amount of time to go through a CV to actually decide whether they are going to employ that candidate or not. If you have 5 pages of CV, that alone has discouraged the employer from even going through your CV. So first thing for you to realize is that anything that is not going to fit into 2 pages doesn't have to be on your CV. Get rid of it. Let's talk about the CV layouts. That is the headings of your CV. What exactly should be in your CV and what should be taken off. I'm going to try my best to leave a blank CV format in the description box so you can download it, because in the past I've sent people samples of my CV and what that resulted in was copy and paste. So people were copying and pasting the same information, and a lot of employers don't like that. They know that this CV is not tailored to you and you won't get the job if they find that out. So make sure that your CV is really personalized to yourself. Now the first heading, personal details. The personal details section should have just your name, your email address, and your phone number. The phone number is not really that essential because they are actually not going to call you when you are still in your home country, unless you are in the UK already and you're applying for a job within the UK. Then fine, they will call you, but that does not mean you should take it off. But if you are struggling to find space to put relevant information in your CV, then take off the phone number and just leave your email address, because most of the time these employers are going to contact you through email. So your name, your email address, and your phone number, that is it. If you have your date of birth, if you have your religion, if you have your sex, if you have your marital status, take them out, please. Those are not necessary at all. After your personal details, the next section should be your skills. A lot of people will argue that it should have your career objective instead, but personally, I don't think that is necessary. I think that is just too much information and it's taking too much space. So just get rid of that completely. The employer is not interested in your career objective. That is for you, not the employer. It doesn't benefit them in any way. Instead, go to your skills. And this skills section is the area that I see a lot of people going wrong, because guys, let me break it down. So many of you are not tailoring your CV to fit the job description. For example, you are applying for a nursing home job, and in the job description there on the website, you are seeing that they need a nurse that is going to supervise junior staff. They need a nurse that is going to liaise with other members of the healthcare team. Fine. Now let's go back to your CV. In your CV, what I'm saying is that you can set IV line. Fine. You can perform ECG. Those are good skills. Trust me, those are fantastic skills. But are they needed for this job? No, they are not needed for this job. And you are not going to be picked for an interview with a CV like that. So what I'm saying is that if you're applying for a nursing home job, then make sure that whatever you are putting in the skills section is what is going to be applicable in the nursing home setup. And if you're applying for the hospital job, then make sure that the skills you are putting is what is going to be applicable to the hospital setting. So if you're applying for a nursing home job, you should be putting skills like supervising junior staff, ensuring that personal care is met, safe administration of medication, liaising with other members of the health team, assessing vital signs, assessing residents and making sure that they are fine, and reporting any deterioration to the other members of the healthcare team. So what you should be putting in the skills section for a nursing home job should be the skills that you are actually going to be performing in that job. So you should not be putting things that you would never do. Like in a nursing home, you're not going to be setting IV line and then giving IV antibiotics. No, you won't do that. You're not going to be doing ECG. You're not going to be assisting with any theater procedure. So that is not relevant at all. The next section should be your work experience, and when you are putting your work experience, guys, please start with the most recent work experience. Now, another thing that people are getting wrong in this aspect is that they are going far back to when they just finished school of nursing to start listing their work experience. Guys, that is not needed. What is needed is the last 5 years of your work experience. So only go back to the last 5 years of your work history and put it there. That is what is needed. Now, moving on is the academic qualifications. For academic qualification, you don't need to put the history of your entire education. You only need to list the ones that are relevant for this job. And again, start with the most recent. For example, you went to school of nursing and now you are practicing as a nurse. But before you went to school of nursing, you went to the university to study pharmacy. Now, when you are writing your CV, you don't really need to put the pharmacy among your educational qualification when you are applying for a nursing job. That is not relevant to your job, so just take it out. The next heading should be your awards or other achievements, if you have any. Like, for example, you can put something like you were the SUG president, you were the health minister, you won the Florence Nightingale Award, you won best nurse in your year. Or if you've worked in somewhere before and with your contribution, your employer was able to experience like a higher patient satisfaction rate, then put something like that there. And then you can put other certifications that you have achieved. So for example, your infection control certificate, your basic life support and stuff like that. You please don't include your hobbies, nobody cares. And then the next part is your references. You only need like 1 or 2 references. The standard is 2 references actually, so you need 2 references. And for your 2 references, you should provide just the name, the clinical position of that person, and also the email address, and that is it. Your CV is done. I don't think all these things should take more than 2 pages. If you are getting more than 2 pages, then your CV is too voluminous and you should actually review it and take off some things before sending in that application. I have another video about recruiters deleting CVs of applicants because of some issues like this, and I'm going to leave the link to that video in the description box, and also here click on the link to watch it, because in that video I went into more details because I was getting feedback from a recruiter and she had a lot of things to say about the things that are actually making you not to get the job. So make sure you watch that video, leave a comment, and if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, please click the subscribe button below and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop more videos. Thank you. Bye.